Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Dreamscape Presents LUCID Week 2. We are starting with a monumental tag team draft, our tag team match. I am your host, John Francis. I am always with the juice.
That's right. And Francis, I am really surprised at this team up right here. Rey Mysterio Jr. and Eddie Guerrero. These two men, like they have it in for each other. At least in the main timeline they did. Who could forget the match that they had for the Cruiserweight title at Halloween Havoc?
Absolutely.
The series of matches that they would have with each other, just overall. But these are two men in their point in their career who despised each other.
Absolutely.
And they're being teaming up, or they're being put together.
Here's why. Because after the Royal Rumble last week, tweets surfaced from Booker T saying that he didn't believe that Rey Mysterio belonged in the Royal Rumble for the Heavyweight Championship. He was there when Rey Mysterio started, and he could never rise to the top in WCW. And Ric Flair replied to that tweet saying that he agreed and that him and Booker were more of a heavyweight champion than Rey Mysterio ever could be, and called themselves the world-class champions. And
so are we looking at a new team forming here in DSW?
It might be, kind of depending on how they play here. But Rey Mysterio obviously said he would fight them anytime, any place, as Rey Mysterio does. And Eddie actually jumped up and stood up and said and volunteered to partner with Rey Mysterio.
It's surprising to hear that from Eddie Guerrero. But Eddie is a man of pride, but he also knows when to give respect when respect is due, and he's got to give it to Rey, a fellow countryman, representing the Latino community, being the first Hispanic Dreamscape Wrestling champion. To pull back the curtain, Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero would become brothers in the main timeline.
Of course.
Before Eddie's passing, Eddie would look to Rey as a little brother. So maybe there's some of that peaking in Guerrero's personality here.
And Eddie also came out and said that part of the reason he felt disrespected is because of the way that they were treated in WCW. The cruiserweights, the little guys,
looked
were
down
treated
upon by the main eventers like Ric Flair and Booker T. That's right.
Absolutely. So this is kind of a who was really the best part of WCW. Kind of you look back at TNA in 08. The only reason TNA was even a thought as a competition in WWE was the X Division with Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles.
Those not so much the young, the high flyers, but the guys that could do a lot of the things that the bigger guys couldn't. But then you had big guys like Samoa Joe, who was in the X Division, who was still a big guy, but he moved like a Highlander.
Yeah, and you notice this is kind of a trend. These upstart companies that focus in on their big guys and leave the acrobatic, fun, exciting guys kind of off in the weeds, and then all of a sudden, just like TNA, they killed their X Division and their decline started. And it's kind of the same thing with WCW when Eddie made that jump with Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn.
And he who shall not be named.
WCW took a hit.
They really did. But
it speaks to, you can have all the characters in the world, and characters are very, very important. But when you have a technician like the Eddie Guerrero,
one of the revolutionaries of the Cruiserweight division in WCW.
Let's take a quick second here and admire the big one, the big strap, the Dreamscape Heavyweight Championship.
The Dreamscape World Heavyweight Champion of the world, Rey Mysterio Jr., like I said, first Latino Heavyweight Champion here in Dreamscape Wrestling, the first Heavyweight Champion of Dreamscape Wrestling, making his way to the ring. A fighting champion is Mysterio Jr. a prideful champion, never not one to back down from a fight. A man who has always been on the side of good and love throughout the majority of his career.
And he knows all about being disrespected by the main event talent of WCW. If you remember Kevin Nash javeling him into that semi-truck.
Not to mention losing his mask losing his mask in a match with Kevin Nash in WCW. Just a level of disrespect towards the cruiserweight and just towards the small guy. And speaking of disrespect to the small guy, here comes the Nature Boy, just digging it into Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie Guerrero with a springboard tornado DDT.
Fresh off the bat, the cruiserweights are gonna go
onto the Nature Boy, the 16-time world champion, and here we go. This is what Dreamscape Wrestling is all about, folks. It's about
a rocker dropper.
It's about combining styles. Rey Mysterio with that lucha libre background, just duck, dodge, dipping and diving there on the Nature Boy, rolling away from that attack, and now Ric Flair tagging in the 6-time world heavyweight champion Booker T. We have 22 world champions on half of the ring right now.
Yes, we do.
That is ridiculous. Mysterio goes for the springboard moonsault, but Booker T, wise in his years, moving away from that.
And let's not sleep on Booker T.
No, absolutely.
One of the greatest of all time.
Oh, no, absolutely. Booker T, a former United States champion in both WCW and WWE. Multiple-time tag team champion with his brother Stevie Ray, with RVD, with Golden Dust. Excuse me. 6-time world champion. A Hall of Famer in his own right. A 2-time Hall of Famer at that. Booker T is a man you never want to sleep on, and he is a man who definitely is here to make a statement in Dreamscape Wrestling.
Absolutely. And, you know, I have to say I'm on the side of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. I've never understood that thought in wrestling, that you're small, which means you can never hurt me. If you go back, because that's really where it comes from, is, oh, it doesn't make sense for you to hurt me. I'm bigger than you.
Right, no.
But you go back to the 80s, and let's talk about the UFC for a second, because I know that's taboo in the wrestling world.
Ooh.
But Roy Gracie would literally face anyone in any weight class and tap them out. And he was like 5'10".
And Mysterio going for the springboard dropkick there, but missing as Booker T picks up Guerrero, drops him on his head with that Dream Valley driver. But as you were saying, Francis, you never want to count out the little guy.
And just as you said last week, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight.
It's about the size of the fight of the dog. That's right. And these two smaller dogs definitely have a lot of fight and bite to them.
And Eddie Guerrero is not one to shy away. He will tell you exactly how he feels at any point in time. Lying, cheating, and stealing the whole way.
All the way to the top, mind you. And as we get back to the action here, Mysterio on his own as Guerrero rolling out to the outside to recover from that attack by Booker T. And now Mysterio laying it into Booker T here. Here we go. Here's that lucha libre style there by Mysterio with that arm wrench springboard drop kick, all the while holding Booker T's arm, balancing in there. And look at that unique offense there by Mysterio Jr. The way he twisted his body on that springboard moonsault, landing on Booker T's back. Booker T might have some damage there to the lower C-section of his back.
Absolutely, and you know, you gotta be impressed. You see Rey Mysterio move around. You see some of these moves that he would pull off in 1996, and how they must have inspired guys like Ray Phoenix, guys like AJ Styles.
No, a slew. Lince Dorado.
Oh, the Houston Hangover, God!
Dropping that huge leg onto Eddie Guerrero. That might be it. The Nature Boy back in the ring. But like we were saying, there is a slew of lucha libre competitors that have been inspired by Rey Mysterio Jr.
And Eddie Guerrero.
And Eddie Guerrero too, but a lot of masked wrestlers that have looked up to both of these men, but mostly to the innovative style that Rey Mysterio created during his time in WCW, during his youth. Because as you notice, as Mysterio, as he got older, his offensive style had to change a little bit to compensate for his age. But at this time, Mysterio's in his late 20s, so to speak, and just coming up with
Booker
a
T just hit the big
offense.
scissor kick. That could be it right there.
Is that going to be it here?
That could be it right there. That big scissor kick.
Could we see the formation, the successful formation of a new tag team here?
The world-class champions, as it were.
WCW. I see what they did there. I see what they did.
WCC.
Well, no, because that was World Class Championship Wrestling.
Yes.
These are world class. These are world class. Yeah, WCC. You know, my acronyms are off today.
No, it's fine, but I think that's still what they're going for.
Yeah, they're going for
class.
they're going to definitely keep some kind of WCW here. These two men, these four men, WCW champions, all WCW champions, at respective points at their careers. You have two men who embodied the heavyweight division of WCW, and you have two men who revolutionized the light heavyweight, the cruiserweight division in WCW.
Absolutely, and you know, if given time, all four of these men would have been big gold WCW champions.
Oh no, absolutely. Guerrero with the reversal on Booker T, with the power bomb. This match, a lot of back and forth between these two teams. Neither one seeming to get an edge here, but who's gonna win at this point? Can the DSW champion and Eddie Guerrero get the win here against these world class champions, as it were? And it looks like Flair's asking for the tag there, and he hits it. Here comes Flair with the hot tag. Is he going to be able to mount some kind of offense on Mysterio Jr.? And Ric Flair
and he starts going after that leg. Oh, you know what he's setting up for.
Trying to hit that figure 4 leg lock.
Put away some of the biggest names in the history of professional wrestling. And also, I mean, you take that leg out, Mysterio's not flying around.
There goes a lot of his offense, that's right. And the dirtiest player in the game, one of the most intelligent competitors, one of the most knowledgeable performers of all time, possibly considered the greatest, definitely one of the greatest of his time.
Absolutely, and one of the greatest of all time. You can't look at 17 world championships, 16 world championships, and say,
here we go.
Oh, no,
here it is.
He's
here
got
it goes.
He's got it locked in. He's got it locked in. Rey Mysterio's got to hold on. Can Eddie get to him in time?
Booker T's in the ring, and Guerrero breaks up the figure 4.
Just in time. You can't stay in that hole for very long.
What kind of damage has already been done to Mysterio just with the figure 4 in place for a few moments? How much of Mysterio's arsenal has been taken out? And it looks like he went for a reverse neck breaker there. Mysterio looking to fly, but Flair getting right back up on his feet
and rolling away from Mysterio. That's that ring inerrancy. That's that ring general that Ric Flair is. He always is aware of where his opponent is, where he is. What is his opponent trying to do? It is extremely difficult to get one up on the nature.
Ric Flair has a PhD in ring psychology, and this man is a 16-time world champion for a reason. Booker T now tagged in, Mysterio tagging out, and Guerrero now back in the ring here. But Booker T first to get some kind of offense in.
Booker T and Eddie Guerrero. As Eddie hits a picture-perfect neckbreaker. You know, again, a lot of people talk about Eddie Guerrero as a lucha libre competitor, but you know, the more I watch him, the more I study him, he was a technician through and through.
Oh no, absolutely.
Through and through.
Guerrero with the frog splash. Is that gonna be it?
That's it. 1, 2.
Flair just breaking up the count. Mysterio nowhere to be found as Guerrero hitting the frog splash splash on Booker T. Booker T
Having
is
a
down.
trouble getting Flair out the ring.
And Flair off the ropes, but Guerrero, with a beautiful drop kick there.
Oh, wait.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Guerrero just hit the scissors kick. Guerrero just hit Booker T with his own move, but to no avail. Booker T was on the ropes. And that was a huge body splash. Just a huge body splash there onto Booker T.
Booker T's in a lot of trouble right now.
Guerrero, there's some kind of confusion there, but Guerrero and Mysterio need to capitalize on this. Mysterio dropping
West Coast Pop! Oh,
that springboard Hurricane Rana. Mysterio should have gone for the pin there.
That may come back to haunt Mysterio, but again, that disrespect comes to the forefront. Do they want to just kind of punish them a little bit? No titles are on the line.
No, absolutely.
Do they want to punish them a little bit?
Is it so much about punishment, or is it so much about proving that they deserve to hang with the big boys?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's what it's about. And no one has been counted out more earlier in their career than Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. When you go to look at what they became, Eddie Guerrero, one of the greatest WWE champions of all time.
Rey Mysterio,
one of the most innovative and greatest champions of all time.
And Mysterio dropping the dime there.
And probably the definitive cruiserweight.
Absolutely. Big hang time by Mysterio Jr. And Mysterio dropping the body splash there halfway across the ring. The level of height that Mysterio Jr. has gotten on that off of that attack. But now Booker T laying those kicks into the left leg, to the hamstring of Mysterio Jr. And you gotta wonder at some point, what is it gonna take to put one of these teams away? The Guerrero Mysterio have had their opportunities, but it looks like they've let their egos kind of get the better of them.
And Ric Flair now again dissecting the joints and the different body parts of Rey Mysterio, and Rey with a nice kick to the head, trying to stay on top and get a fresh Eddie Guerrero back into the ring.
A lot of fresh tags by Guerrero and Mysterio, keeping both competitors fresh. And Guerrero looking like he was trying to hit the brainbuster there, but Flair reverses, chop blocking the leg of Guerrero, and Eddie looks like he's in trouble. What's Flair doing here?
Flair going for a butterfly suplex,
but Guerrero, Eddie just flipping right out of it. Perfect technique there by Eddie Guerrero. Again, this Guerrero, a technician, a high flyer.
There's a brainbuster
by Eddie Guerrero. Can Eddie follow up with the frog splash? No, he's tagging in Eddie. He's tagging in Rey, excuse me. And now Rey Mysterio setting something up. Booker T going for that Harlem sidekick, but to no avail.
Now a big crucifix by Rey, and Booker's in a lot of trouble.
Booker is definitely in a lot of trouble, like you said. He's in an opposing corner, but something's got to give.
And now what's this? What's Rey got in mind up here?
It looks like he's setting up for that top rope. No, I thought he was going for wheelbarrow bulldog from the top rope. Is that can that be enough?
One.
Here comes Eddie to break up the count. No.
And Ric Flair able to break it up. Wow, this is going to be a war, ladies and gentlemen. Another tag team war on DSW.
All right, Rey looking to set up something big.
Can you imagine if either of these tag teams decide to go after the tag team championships?
Oh, it would be amazing.
With APA and Brothers of Destruction in there.
Oh God.
And the war that we already had last week.
Well, to be fair, after what we've seen earlier tonight.
Oh, and Eddie lying, cheating, and stealing as per usual.
After what we saw earlier tonight, I wouldn't think either one of these tag teams would want to get in the way of those two warring nations of the APA and the Brothers of Destruction. But if they're willing to do it, hey, I'm willing to see it.
Yeah, and Booker T and Nate, that is an interesting pairing.
No, definitely. Those two men have definitely had their fair share of battles over time.
And it's interesting because you have to think that at some point, Ric Flair actually has to lean on Booker T's expertise.
Absolutely. Booker T, at this point in his career, a much more experienced competitor, but you can't count out the fact that even early in his career, the Nature Boy he has just a level of knowledge. He may not be battle rated, but God, was Ric Flair such an amazing competitor during his youth. His young career?
Of course, and there was obviously a misunderstanding there. I wasn't talking about the wrestling ability. I was talking about the fact that Booker T has more tag team experience than Ric Flair will.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. But you got to remember, Flair's had his fair share of tag team competition. Member of the Four Horsemen. Different iterations of the Four Horsemen. And while Flair may not be known as a tag team wrestler, he definitely has tag team knowledge, hanging with the likes of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard.
Now Booker T taking a page out of Eddie Guerrero's book and pushing Rey Mysterio off the buckle.
Mysterio definitely hesitated to take advantage of the blunder. Oh, I'm sorry, not of the blunder. Take advantage of Flair's dazedness. Look, Booker T calling for the tag there. Guerrero missing an opportunity, trying to go for a big springboard. And Booker T back in the ring. Beautiful enziguri there by Booker T. And now Booker T taking time to pander to the crowd on the outside. Guerrero going for some swings, but it looks like Guerrero was kind of dazed, didn't know what he was shooting for. And now Booker T going for that huge missile drop kick off the second rope. Guerrero sidestepping. And a forearm by Guerrero knocking Booker T down. We have been at this for quite a while, Francis.
Yes, we have. These competitors do not know when to quit.
Tag team wrestling in DSW is definitely a war of attrition.
And well.
Absolutely. Who said tag team wrestling sucks?
So from now on, when Dreamscape Wrestling tells you there's a tag team match booked tonight, make sure you have your time cards ready to clock in.
Have snacks and drinks prepared because you are in for a show. And now, Ray hitting the double axe.
There we go. That was smart. Get out of that corner before Ric Flair was able to fully recover.
And now Guerrero going up to the top rope. Are we going to see it?
Frog splash and the
Booker T gets the knees up. And now Booker tagging out to Flair again. Guerrero stunned there for quite a second. And now a flurry of chops and kicks by the Nature Boy.
At this point, it doesn't even matter which team loses. I would say go for a tag team run. You guys are, both of these teams are absolute beasts in the ring.
Yeah.
Are going to be a problem for
any team. And now Flair with that huge diving knee from the opposing corner onto the chest of Guerrero, and Eddie's down. And it looks like Booker T.
Look at that beautiful neck breaker.
Booker T said, it looks like Booker was saying that this might be the end. But now he's tagged back out to Flair. Flair looked like he might have been trying to set up for the figure four possibly.
And tagging back in these frequent tags, keeping the fresh guy in the ring for both teams means no team has really been able to get that one up. And now Booker T going to the top rope. And he tried to steal the frog splash!
Eddie stole Booker T's finisher early, and Booker T trying to do the same. Is that going to cost him?
Don't steal from the master of stealing.
Mysterio with that drop kick to the knees, and now an X Factor onto Booker T. Is that going to be it? What? Can that be another one?
Rey Mysterio just driving the face of Booker T into the mat. And now, big DDT.
And it looks like Booker's busted open.
As Rey Mysterio just targeted that head for 3 moves straight. Trying to really wear down Booker T. And now, Guerrero looking for that Splash Mountain Bomb. Bam!
Lays it in. Is that it? Is Guerrero going to go for the pin here?
He did not go for the pin there,
no,
but he was
Eddie wants to finish it his way.
Frog splash.
And there it is. Frog splash by Eddie.
2. Oh! There's the last
2 7/8 of a second. And now Eddie with the backbreaker
pissed.
Springboard
Eddie is
DDT.
pissed.
Eddie wanted to win this. Eddie thought that was it, and Ric Flair had to stick his
I think
nose
we all thought that
where
was
it didn't belong in Eddie Guerrero's business, and now Eddie has laid it into Ric Flair. The referee admonishing Flair to get out of the ring. He has till the count of 5 or else he's going to be disqualified. Mysterio in the ring now, over the shoulder. Snake eyes by Booker T to Mysterio.
Well, Booker T's going to make that tag to Ric Flair.
And Booker T trying to getting out of the ring, taking time to recover after taking that devastating Splash Mountain Bomb and Frog Splash. But Jesus, these 2 men, these 4 men, I got to give it to them. They have been going at it forever. What feels like forever.
Sit out face buster that Rey Mysterio has been using lately. Devastating maneuver, but you are right. All 4 of these men, both teams are absolutely insane right now.
I thought Eddie was going for the Frog Splash there, but he drops the elbow. Rey Mysterio sets him up. Eddie Guerrero looking to finish it off, and there's the Frog Splash. There it is. Can Mysterio get to Booker T in time? Flair kicked.
I think Flair just kicked out.
Flair just kicked out of a Frog Splash.
Booker tripped, getting back into the ring, and Flair just kicked out of the Frog Splash.
Wow.
Holy crap. GOAT stats.
Yeah,
GOAT
definitely.
And, oh, man.
What is it going to take to put one of these teams away?
Well,
Eddie,
here comes another
Eddie going for another Splash Mountain Bomb. Is that going to be it? Eddie could have, probably should have went for the cover there.
He's got to be a little shaken right now. How many people have kicked out of the Frog Splash?
I mean, look, to be honest, quite a few.
Oh, that's right.
And to be honest, I think Booker T has taken way more damage in this match than Flair has.
That's
but
fair.
Flair has had his fair share, and I don't know. There has to be something inside of Ric Flair. There's got to be something inside of Flair saying, I am not getting put down by these 2 small men.
Yes. That's definitely part of it. Like the pride that the 2 heavyweights in this match have. That the cruiserweight division was not as good as the heavyweight division in WCW.
Brainbuster by Guerrero. Is that gonna be it? Are we gonna see a cover? Guerrero, Eddie not going for the cover there, tagging in Mysterio. It's very unique that particularly these 2 men. It's like one of them hits their signature, the other one tries to go for a finish. But is that the right move? Are they wasting way too much time setting each other up for the finish here? And now Flair back on the offensive with that butterfly suplex onto Mysterio.
I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Both these teams just will not say die. They will not stop. It's starting to feel like a Young Bucks match.
That's funny. That's funny.
And now big double backdrop by Booker T and Ric
by the
Flair.
world-class champions. I think we
can call them.
I think at this point we could call them. There's the scissors kick by Booker T. Is that going to be it? But he's in the wrong side of the ring. Again, ring awareness is critical here, folks. Booker T was on the wrong side of the ring. It gave Eddie the opportunity he needed to break up the pin, and now Booker T has laid waste to Eddie Guerrero. Eddie is down, and now Rey Mysterio is all on his own. Booker T
hard as he was getting up
to the back of the neck. Is that gonna be it?
Ray might be hurt. You might have to check on Ray. And now throwing him into the buckle like that, it just...
You can see the crimson face mask on Mysterio. Another big double body drop by the world-class champions.
Look good. He looks like he is wobbly.
And Guerrero's still laid out on the outside.
And set up the figure four where Ray never won. I don't know why we were even talking about him.
Championship, that champion status, that champion's pride by Rey Mysterio here. And what's Ray gonna do?
Another wheelbarrow bulldog from the top.
Is that gonna be it? Rey Mysterio going for the cover, but Guerrero's nowhere to be found.
And it's pretty much a handicap match right now, but Rey Mysterio's not going to back down from that as he takes out Booker T, and he is tired of Booker T getting involved, so he starts taking him out. And now
Eddie's back up.
Tag him back in, Eddie. Booker T is down. This may be the opportunity this team needed.
Can Eddie hit a big move here? It looks like Eddie was going for probably another brain buster there, but Flair dodging out again, aiming
Counters
that,
it.
going for that leg.
Booker T still down. Big snap there by Eddie, and the classic Eddie walking on the face of Flair. And now going up top. Could he be going for it? Is he gonna hit it? No.
Frog splash, and he misses. Guerrero.
He missed.
Flair rolling away.
And a drop kick to the knee as Eddie again going to the top.
But is Flair too far?
Ah, it's a knee up. Ric Flair refuses to die. And now a big snap suplex by Ric Flair.
These poor
What the hell?
I can't believe what I am seeing here.
Almost 30 minutes these men have been going at it.
No, I think we've been at it for 30 minutes at this point.
I think it's been a little less, but it's creeping up there.
It feels like it. Pile driver by Flair to knock out Guerrero. Booker T's back in the ring, and now Booker T setting up Eddie for the scissors kick.
I think Booker T is done playing around as he hits another scissor kick.
Is that it? Is that going to be enough?
One,
the cover,
two,
and Rey
Mysterio
Jr. breaking up the count.
Is that irritation I hear in your voice?
It's slightly.
And now it kind of looked like Booker T was looking for that JBL strategy of just throwing Rey out of the ring. But
Rey got out of it. Again,
here comes again another brain buster
by Eddie. Is Eddie going to tag out now?
No,
Eddie's going to the top. Is that going to be it?
Frog splash
to Booker T in the middle of the ring.
2.
And Flair breaks up the count.
We can't end it.
These four men are going to fight for all time. The timeline has been skewed, ladies and gentlemen. This match is going to go on.
Splash Mountain Bomb.
Can he hit the cover?
This time
there
he
it
goes
is.
for the cover.
2.
He caught it. He caught it. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio.
Thank the Lord, baby Jesus.
Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio pulling out a huge victory as the undisputed champion stays undefeated. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's time for the main event of the evening.
I have been looking forward to this. 2 talents that I never thought would actually cross paths. Granted, they never did. Trish Stratus, a valet early in her career,
absolutely,
and Chyna, a dominating force in sports in professional wrestling. Let me make it clear. This is not sports entertainment, folks. This is professional wrestling.
It's a little bit of both, I would think, actually. But
we are going to crown the first Dreamscape Women's Champion.
We are.
God,
do we have the energy? Do we have the strength?
I don't know.
After
I honestly
that
don't
war.
know. That tag team match has taken a lot out of me, but I'm going to try to find the energy to call this match between these two.
Well,
I don't even know.
Week is any indicator, it may not take long as Chyna dismantled Beth Phoenix in less than 6 minutes.
But you know what? This is not the same Trish Stratus that Chyna had encountered during her run in the WWF.
That's fair.
This is a Trish Stratus who was going into her second or third women's championship. She's a little bit more experienced in ring, so she has the drive.
She has the power.
Does she have the power though? Chyna has the power.
Chyna has the power.
But who's hungrier?
I get what your point is though. So you're saying that there may be a little bit of Chyna not taking Trish serious enough?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. And I mean that could be a very well thing. Chyna is very sure of her ability, very sure of her strength.
No, absolutely, and you gotta give Chyna credit because she took down a competitor in Beth Phoenix who was of equal proportions and just embodied what Chyna was in the modern era, or not even the modern era, in the PG era.
Championship. That belt is going to look good on either one of these ladies.
History is being made here tonight as two women are going to main event an episode of Lucid right now.
Absolutely. And, you know, we have the heavyweight champion decided on the first episode. We have the women's champion decided on the second week.
It only makes sense. Technically, we had 3 titles decided last week.
We did.
I think, and it's only fair that the women get spotlighted here tonight. And
as the only title defended tonight, besides the
only title up for grabs.
Yes.
Well, the only title being decided for the first time.
Yes.
And as this match started, you saw Chyna was swinging, but Trish
using her speed
and her agility, her size coming into play here. As Chyna using what brought her to the game, that power.
And you gotta remember when she first came in and she would handle the likes of Tori and Sable in those bear hugs and just
Chyna wrestled former Intercontinental Champions Jeff Jarrett, Chris Jericho. She got in there and got down and dirty with the guys.
And beat Chris Jericho.
And she beat Jeff Jarrett
for the Intercontinental belt.
Let's not forget that that hardcore match where everything in the kitchen sink was brought in against Jeff Jarrett.
Absolutely. Chyna's a problem. Chyna is a problem, but I think Trish thinks she has the answer to that problem as she makes her vie to be the first women's Dreamscape Wrestling Champion.
Well, Chyna being a former Intercontinental Champion herself, not really being there's something definitely going on here where Chyna wanted to compete for the Intercontinental Championship, but somebody said no.
Yeah,
but they gave her a chance to prove her dominance in the women's division, and you know what? Considering Chyna's time in the WWF at the time, there really was no competition for her.
Yeah,
and now here in Dreamscape, she has a slew of possible contenders that can match up to her. We just saw it last week with Beth Phoenix.
Absolutely, and you know, we're just waiting to see if any of these other names decide to show up at Dreamscape Wrestling. Names like Jade Cargill. Names like Britt Baker, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair,
and there's a plethora of female competitors from the last 20 years that could prove to be competition for Chyna.
You know what? And we're gonna probably talk about nasty
69 splash there.
And it looks like she's setting up, and this could be it right here. Looking for that pedigree that put away Beth Phoenix.
And
right there, that's it.
Is that it? Is that it?
1, 2, 3. Trish!
Where did Trish get the strength to kick out of the pedigree?
Oh, not many people can say that they have done that, and Trish Stratus can add her name to the list. But like I was saying, one of my fantasy matchups that I would love to see, and I think it's an underrated matchup, is Chyna versus Bianca Belair.
Absolutely. Bianca Belair proving herself in recent years. She was the EST of WWE. Can she be the EST of DSW? That's right. And now these two women taking the battle to the outside. You saw the cartwheel back elbow. The cartwheel back elbow by Chyna.
Yes, and
I didn't know whether to call it a cartwheel, a handspring. I believe it's a handspring. But either way, Chyna hitting her signature move on to Trish Stratus, and now these women
doing everything she can to find out this is how a women's championship match should be. Back and forth.
Not just a women's. No. You said a women's championship match. I thought you said a women's match. I'm like here.
Any championship match.
This match is just. I'm very excited to be calling this match. I had high expectations, and both of these women are definitely bringing it. They are not disappointing.
And they are interested in ending this and getting the women's championship, unlike the tag team match earlier.
And you see the veteran status there by Trish going into the ring, breaking up the referee's count, going back out, and a gut wrench suplex onto the bigger Trish, or onto the bigger China.
I think Trish understands that the moves she does to China on the outside will obviously wear her down a lot faster than doing them on the inside of the ring. That padding is not very thick.
Did you see that?
Big spine buster by Trish Stratus.
Trish is definitely pulling out any and all stops to become the first Dreamscape Women's Champion here tonight. And Trish breaking up the referee's count yet again. She wants this match to continue. Trish does not want to win this match by count out.
China getting Trish back in the ring, but the damage has to have been done on the outside there.
And it looks like China's setting up again.
Another pedigree. Oh, the second one.
Is that going to be enough?
That's going to have to end it right there. 1, 2,
No!
China is infuriated.
Trish Stratus kicked out of 2 pedigrees.
Trish Stratus wants this championship.
Who is this Trish Stratus?
She wants this championship. Now China doing something she never does with a huge body split. Did you see the height?
The hang time by China. Holy crap.
China is not playing around.
Another handspring elbow, but Trish pushing China down.
And now China hooking up a suplex.
Beautiful standing suplex by China, and China is just
China's
wearing
in control, but Trish not giving up the fight. Kicking out of 2 pedigrees now. I don't know.
What does China have to do to put Trish out?
I don't know. This might be it right here.
And it looks like,
and now Trish starting to fight out, and she pushes China off. This could be Trish's chance. This is Trish's chance.
Trish has to hit something big here to get the momentum back in her favor. And Trish taking China to the ropes. Are we going to see the Stratisfaction?
Oh, she's looking for it. Here it comes.
A little Stratisfaction.
Bam! That's it.
Is that going to be enough?
Bam! Right in the middle of the ring.
Cover.
Nowhere to go. 1, 2. China kicks out.
What is this?
What happened? What is going on?
Neither one of these women are gonna lay down.
They will not say die. They will not say quit. And this main event is worthy of the main event of Dreamscape Wrestling.
Yeah.
Bravo to both of these women.
Oh man. And wait, Trish,
another one.
Stratisfaction
again
from the corner.
Stratisfaction again.
And Trish
away from the ropes. Goes for the pin.
Is this gonna be it?
2. New champion here. 3. She kicked out again. 2 7/8.
Oh my gosh.
Two finishing maneuvers from both women. And
you can see how much
Two
this
kicked
championship
out.
means to both of these women.
Now China's showing off that strength, that gorilla press slam. I don't know what it's going to take. What is it going to take to end this here? As China again
looks like China going for
Trish.
a big move, but Trish using that quickness
And a big kick to the
those
face.
lethal kicks to China.
Woo!
And now laying those forearms into the back.
China go for a big clothesline, but Trish ducks under it with another kick.
China with the kick to the gut, but Trish blocking, getting out of the way. Oh my goodness gracious.
Now a chop, but China unfazed by the chop, and now a punch.
Laying it back, laying one of her own.
And now that big sleeper slam. Vintage China with the sleeper slam.
And now China laying in all of her body weight onto Trish Stratus. Just wearing down any and all fibers that Trish has that can basically push her to continue this match. China is punishing Trish at this particular time.
Absolutely, and here we go, picking her up now, and now, setting it
to the
up
gut.
again.
Here we go.
This would be a 3rd pedigree,
Is that gonna
and
be
she
it?
hits it.
Is that going to be
Could
enough?
this be it? Brand new women's champion.
2. And that's it,
That's
folks.
it! We have a new...
No, we have the first.
The first!
We have the first Dreamscape Wrestling Women's Champion of the world.
This night has been absolutely insane. The war of the tag teams, the Kingsmen, the new women's champion. I don't know what the fallout will be next week, but make sure you tune in to No Collar Entertainment. We are the only one showing Dreamscape Wrestling. This is John Francis with the Juice, and we will be back to address the fallout next week.